Hey Whitney, this is my brake booster testing machine, and this is your brake booster. Thank you for sending it to me for repair. I've been having trouble with my master cylinder, so sometimes the unit doesn't always show complete pressure when it should, but I'll tell you what we're supposed to get. This is the vacuum side of the booster. And this gauge and this gauge will both go down to, or will both go to read maximum vacuum as supplied by my vacuum pump. And then as this gauge stays stationary, or at 21, 22 inches, as the brakes are applied, this gauge will go down to 0. And then when the brakes are fully applied, the gauge goes to 0. And on this side, we've got the hydraulic, and we've got 4 gauges. These two are tied together. These two are tied together. As this gauge goes to full max here, this other part of the gauge continues and reads final pressure. And that's input pressure. That's the pressure that's being generated by my master cylinder right here. Here is output, and this is what this gauge will go up and read output pressure. And then this is going to read the final output pressure. So when this maxes out, then this one takes over. So without vacuum, for instance, we should have a 1-to-1 relationship between this gauge and this gauge. You see the gauge on the left is taken off, is maxed out. Now the gauge on the right is going up. That gauge. This gauge right here should eventually get up to 350 if my master cylinder is doing its job properly. But you can see we've got pretty much a 1-to-1 relationship considering the percentage of error of the gauges. See, the gauges are very similar, very close together. Now with the booster activated, you have a 2-to-1 boost ratio. So this 300, 350 psi will be up to about 600 to 700 psi over here. Activation of the booster, and you see over here we got 350 max pressure and between 600 and 900 final pressure. I'll recycle it. There we go. Now we come over here while we have full pressurization, and we start checking for leaks. We check for leaks around here, Any other leaks? We also check to make sure we have no vacuum leaks here when we're engaged. That means that if there's no leaks here, that means this sealing in here is good, and your diaphragm is still good. That's the original diaphragm that's the original rubber diaphragm I salvaged for you. So overall, we have a very good booster. So thank you very much for sending it to me.